We're good to go.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is the Kingsburg Downtown Business Improvement District Advisory Board meeting. Today is Thursday, October 13th, and our start time is 8:01. Call to order. Those present: Kate Mackey, Reggie Gerke, Wesley Carpenter, June Hess, Steve Hargen. Absent: Amanda Carrasco, Lawrence Cooper. At this time, we're going to open to public comment. Do you have any? Really tell me? All right. Okay, so we're going to move on to approve the minutes from the 9/7/22 meeting presented by City Clerk Abigail Hausbard.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Reggie made it first.
I second.
June made a second. Motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes approved. Thank you. Okay. Item number 4, downtown zoning discussion, possible action. This was brought up by Steve, and the last time we moved on because you weren't present. Any movement on there? Have you heard anything from the people doing the study or anything like that?
I've not heard anybody doing the study. I thought they were going to reach out to some of us, and I have not heard a word from them. And of course, our opinion is only an opinion that we would pass on to City Council. We have no power to do anything, but, like I said, I thought they were going to reach out. Abby, do you remember how long they had? What was their time frame?
No, they work with Holly, so I'm not really in the.
Yeah. I don't remember what was discussed at that City Council meeting that I attended and all that.
A gentleman told me it would be 3 to 4 months, and I encouraged him to go door to door, not email, not text. I encouraged him to get on the ground and go door to door to folks.
I know they asked for like business addresses and owner information, so
Yes.
we got that over
Yes.
to Jolene, who I'm sure forwarded it over to them.
Yeah. We've done what we could do on our end. Them, or should we reach out?
They should come to one of our meetings.
I don't have a problem reaching out to them. I don't have their direct contact, I don't think anymore. I'll go through Jolene, and get that. I don't write it down.
Follow up with Jolene and see if we can contact them and see where they're at.
Am I correct? There is restricted use for downtown, for the downtown core.
There's zoning code, but as for restrictive use just in the downtown, I'm not sure.
Okay, so if I wanted to open up a cannabis shop, I could open a cannabis shop.
Well, we have a code directly banning dispensaries
Okay.
anywhere in town.
So the city of Kingsburg is restricting what a property owner can do, even though it's legal in the city council.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm not gonna say anything unless it's
Yeah.
record.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to know
Okay.
I mean, I think you're always still, subject to your conditional use permit for any property you're in anyways that the city has to approve.
Yeah, you get
But
it.
they have to have legal reason to deny it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a zoning code that says what you could open in the central commercial zone, and that includes Draper. So there's a big, long list of stuff. So if it's something outside of that, you could ask for permission to have that.
Zoning exception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's pretty expansive.
that. Yes, I've looked at it.
Yeah.
It is,
It's pretty much anything.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to these folks, see if they will attend one of our meetings, and so we can have a general discussion on that, before we move on. That will be my homework.
Well, meanwhile, until something happens with that, is there any way we can appeal to the people on Draper Street that work on Draper Street, park all day? This is the time that we really rely on customers. Christmas is our for retail, and I've had people tell me they drove around 3 times around looking for a parking place, and then sometimes they don't have a lot of time, and then if they have to park a long ways away, they may not have the time to walk in. And so we really need, parking spaces for our customers.
Well, we could put it out on our social media, hey, for, you know, the upcoming holiday retail season, could you partner with us? Possibly not park on Draper Street during business hours. I mean, we can ask, we can't enforce, but we could make a couple social media plays, and we could even, you know, hand out flyers and say, you know, we really appreciate if you would do this. Would you like us to work on that?
And I think we can emphasize the holiday season coming up, but it's an all year round.
It's a problem all the time.
Huh?
Parking is tough all the time.
Yeah, it's tough all the time.
I tell everybody, we go park by the depot, train depot, so that way something opens up, but it's tough for people, everybody's like, oh yeah, I had to go around the block 3-4 times, so, you know, it is what it is, so.
Yeah. It's gonna get increasingly worse here shortly, so. We have a lot more people working downtown when Bank of America is completely rocking. So it's gonna get better. Okay, so can you make me a cute little social media
I'm on a cheat.
page? Says pretty please, a sugar on top, we love you, with a cute dollar horse.
This is a cute dog.
Or a cute dollar horse in a parking stall, I don't know.
Since we're still on item number 4.
Yes,
Jolene just walked in, maybe she might have something on the, to share with us on the downtown zoning.
They're still working on, putting it all together, and we haven't heard from them, we've been pinging them, and, they're still working on it, that's all I can say, I don't really have more of an update than that. Planners.
Okay.
They haven't reached out to any of our business owners or anything in the downtown area at all.
They have, we've sent them the contact information, and they come back and wanted additional information, so we sent that to them, and, yeah, I don't know what they are, I think Alex has seen them a couple of times now to see what this. And then again, just to reiterate that they're not coming up with a plan, they're coming up with a toolbox of options for us. This seems to be kind of going around there that this is gonna be a plan, and
Right.
it's really not. It's just best practices across the board, and then the city council would then pick what, if any of those things that we wanted to consider, and we would include the community, both residents and business owners and property owners, in the collaboration of what we would decide to do.
Would it be, would they be open to us, like the bid, hosting a workshop with them?
Would them be the planners?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they would be.
Because, I mean, we told them they needed to go door to door, and they need to really, like, eye contact, talk to people about this. And he's like, well, we're gonna email, and I'm like, you're not gonna get anywhere. And so, if Steve's gonna reach out to them, is that if we, like, propose, like, a workshop, we may only get 3 people, I don't know, but if we at least offer that, would that something that they would possibly
I
consider?
think down the road, I think they're still gathering information, and once they have that toolbox, then at that point, it would be the time to have workshops.
And do you know what their time frame is, that they have to come back to the city with this?
I believe it was last month.
Oh,
So I don't know, I just got back, I haven't had a time to, check on everything, but, that was the last I heard. And And actually, one of the people working on it is a Kingsford resident. Currently.
So just so I'm clear, because I was gonna reach out to them, I'm gonna work through Jolene and Alex. I don't wanna step on, I don't wanna go out of order, so I'll work through, since they are contacting them, I will work through them on behalf of the bid.
I wanna have just a CC on this.
That'd be good. Yeah, if we could.
All right, thank you, Jolene. Okay, moving on to item number 5, meeting day and time, discussion, possible action. So Wednesdays are really tough on folks. Tuesdays and Thursdays are tough for you.
Start teaching at 9, so it's be back a little before.
Abigail's workday starts at 8.
I think it'd be fine, we're in and out within an hour, but
Yeah.
I need to leave 15 minutes.
So do we wanna move this to Thursday? I mean, what's your schedule like, Abigail? Thursdays?
Thursdays are fine for me as long as it's not after a council meeting. So like, this is an off week, so like the second Thursday or,
Council's first and third. correct?
yeah.
Tuesday's better?
Tuesdays
You can't do
are,
Tuesdays.
I can do Tuesdays.
Tuesday, as long, yeah, I just teach at 9, so as long as I'm gone, that is.
Tuesdays are fine also. And that wouldn't depend on,
I just can't do Wednesdays anymore.
I could do Tuesdays, the first Tuesday. That doesn't matter for council meetings for me, so Tuesdays are fine whenever. I just know sometimes I'm tired after.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Because Thursdays are really a crazy day for me as well.
First Tuesday?
First
First
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
First Tuesday?
Okay.
I like
At 8 AM.
At 8 a.m., yeah, we have to be at 8 a.m. Okay,
So
so
when-
someone make a motion?
I'll make a motion that our meetings are the first Tuesday of every month at 8 AM.
Second.
There is a motion that we're going to move our meetings to the first Tuesday of each month at 8 a.m. All those in favor?
All right,
Any opposed?
that, the next meeting would be November 1, is that correct?
Yes. Okay, motion passed, thank you. Okay. Okay, reports from board members. I'll go first. A couple things. Holiday kickoff is, we've slated it for November 5th, the first Saturday in November, which has traditionally always been that. We have done zero marketing for this. It is my understanding that Amanda will be out for the next month. Peyton, I'm gonna ask, you've got a lot on your plate, but if you could just call Amanda and just make sure, and if you could make a social media post, or if she can do it, and let's get that going, start doing that, you know. Secondly, if we can get a post, if we can print them and get flyers going. Thirdly, I know a long time ago we talked about trolley, but
Let me check in.
will you please check in?
What's your proposed hours?
And,
I would say 10 to,
7.
I don't know.
Well, we can't go over a work day, right?
That's the 8 hours, but then they need to have an hour before and after.
We have to get it all ready to go and get out there.
So they would have
So
7,
it'd be
so
like
up
10
to
to
7
5.
hours.
I would say by 5 o'clock anyway, people are mostly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if they're operating 10 to 5, so you'd want them 9:30 to 5:30.
And regarding Leslie, the posting stuff, that's totally fine. I don't have access. Amanda sent me one of the little bid images or the logos. So I don't have, I know there's a Dropbox, I think, with all the like logos and posting stuff. I don't have access to it yet. So she sent me one little thing that I've been using when I'm sharing stories. But if I could get the rest of it, that would make posting stuff and linking things.
Do you want me to text her and just ask her to give you access to everything?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you have access, we talked on the phone about it, and she sent me what she had, but she didn't send me the rest, so I don't know, like, while we're on the phone, she did, so I don't know if she just, I don't know.
Do I still, oh, you took that away from me.
No, you can still get into Facebook, but like
No, I meant-
logos and all that,
The Instagram.
yeah, oh, and Instagram, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
You can
I'll
still go
text
on there,
her, I'll text her and follow up.
yeah.
Um,
We need to hit that kind of hard.
Yeah.
We need to start pushing that.
so while we're on the trolley, real quick, San Lucia Day,
Mhm.
1 month right behind that, do we want to try to, ask for San Lucia Day also?
Well, council usually rides in the trolley for that
evening?
festival, yeah, that evening.
That evening.
So if you guys want them earlier before, parade lineup,
Yes.
let me know the times also.
Why don't you back it out, because since we only can have a total of 8 hours, back it out from when the trolley driver has to be at the parade, and then we'll take, if there's 4 hours left or what, we'll take it prior to that. Don't you think?
Yes.
Sounds good, so I'll talk to,
So at least
Barbara
there's the
and Steve.
presence of that trolley, because, and maybe it will alleviate some people worried about parking too.
On holiday kickoff, I was contacted by one of our business owners last night, and she was urged by the fact that we were not having ladies' night out also. And, she was told that the chamber would not be having a ladies' night out this year, and that they were doing it out of respect for the bid, not wanting the chamber to do it because we were going to do holiday kickoff. Can I address this real quick? Yeah, that was not the discussion, but we felt like we wanted to put more emphasis on the holiday kickoff for this reason and this reason only. Ladies' Night Out is a great event, and we would like to have it down the line, but we do them really close together. We'd like to change it to somewhere else. And also, I'm gonna be bluntly honest to the people in this district. If you are here about making money, holiday kickoff is a much more profitable day than Ladies' Night Out. Ladies' Night Out is great for social, engagement and getting people back, but
Consuming refreshments.
yes, yeah, and so, and the chamber had Crayfish Festival, and, they had a lot, and at that point, you were having a truck show, and you were having another harvesting, and so we just decided we all talked about it, and we decided we were gonna put our energy into holiday kickoff.
The chamber received an overwhelming response from the merchants that the ladies' night out actually cost them more money than they made.
Yeah.
And it
I
wasn't
agree.
it's not super beneficial to them for the purposes of trying to generate revenue.
Correct.
Well, yes, it's an event that brings people downtown and it gets exposure and does all those kind of things too. It's definitely one of those things we want to continue exploring doing, just the timing of it in the fall holiday season just doesn't really make sense. So that was the reason that decision was made is, really, we were asked to make that decision
Yes.
by the merchants in general.
Yes.
But I think it really goes back to, we get a little bit of feedback, but we get feedback through I don't wanna call it the rumor mill, but we get feedback through too many steps. And from the bid standpoint, from the chamber standpoint, it'd be really beneficial if our merchants, members, everybody within that district, if they have questions, to make sure they're asking the right people. Go to the chamber office, go to a bid board member, and we can give you the right answer, as to why decisions are made. And then at the same time, we're the best ones to talk to, because we can also help change those decisions later. So communication is really, really helpful to us so we know what you want.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, so, I went to chamber meeting last month, as a representative for the bid, and I just sat in and I said, hey, just want to, let you know that the bid is here for you, we're here to help you guys do anything you need done, we really want to start collaborating more and more and working together, because everybody has to be in the bid. Not everybody has to be in the chamber, but those people that are investing into the chamber, I feel like they are investing in their business, and they're investing in downtown, and so, of course, we want to get them involved with us and active as well. So going forward this year, the chamber and the bid, Reggie and I have talked about this at great length, we really need to combine efforts in engaging downtown and making this work. So, just like last night, I had someone that was unhappy because we weren't having this, and she was told by the chamber, so immediately, I talked to Reggie, I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? So he explained everything to me, and that's why I'm bringing this up today, because there's the bid's gonna do this, the chamber's gonna do that. We are going to work together going forward. We are gonna make this as strong of a union as we can.
Correct.
Okay? So that's my report.
So then, that being said, could we put ladies' night out, table it till January, and then maybe February or March, cause then
Spring
Spring
fling.
fling,
yeah,
Spring fling,
before-
ladies' night out, so,
Because April is obviously car show, it's a really busy time, but January, February, March is typically a very dead time downtown. Not that we wanna put let's all spend money on putting this fun party on for other people to enjoy, but maybe table it and in January, rework it to where it's a little more lucrative for all of us involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to have a spring fling. I guess the other thing that I was gonna bring this morning too, and I just remembered, is that, so the other questions that I've been getting from people in our district is, what have you done with our funds? How have you used our funds?
So I know we talked about doing a newsletter,
Mhm.
and I have not had a chance to get too far with that. I have content, but I need somebody that makes it look nice. So, I don't know if that's you or.
Why?
School teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it.
So I'm working on I'm trying to work on some content. Obviously, I want to make sure it gets back to you guys so that we can make sure it's all the right thing, but I'd like to
Glad on that.
get together and make that look good. And then I need some better clarification on the financial thing. I might just talk to, Alma by year, but then, anyway.
And that budget report's just estimates.
Right, so then
Yeah.
that makes it even, it's like, I didn't have exact numbers, I wanted to get closer to exact numbers, but yeah.
But finish your thought process. We have spent money,
Mhm.
and it's gone to the web. If you want to continue, sorry, I
So,
didn't.
that's okay. So, this has been my general answer is that we have, in the last year, we collaborated with, Chamber at Crayfish Festival, and we helped them with cornhole, and we sponsored that. We have built a webpage for all the people within the district, which shows their stores, but also drives them to your own personal social media outlets so that you can then control your content and engage with your folks. We sponsored the Dollar Trolley, there's a couple of things that are not on the top of my head, but photos, yeah, we hired a photographer to get, that, and that's a continuing effort. But going forward, in the next year, I would love to send out a survey to all people in the district and say, top 3 things that you think would make your business more successful that we can partner with you on. 3 things. I mean, we may or may not get response, but we have to continue to engage. I'd like to send out the survey saying top 3 things that the bid can do for you this next year to engage to help you improve your business. So that we can have a game plan January, February for everyone's money that they're going to be paying for the business license going forward.
Building off of that, Leslie, I think our previous discussion is a perfect example. I think as somebody who is on the social media side of things, I think something I've heard a lot from business owners that would be helpful is equipping them with the tools to make their own pretty posts and learn how to use their social media. So, I don't know everything, not even close, but I'd be more than happy to share what I know if we want to set up, within the bid or chamber collab on them, quarterly marketing meetings or bringing in, whether we use a portion of our funds to bring in somebody who does know much more and who can say, look, here's how you use Canva, here's how you make a pretty thing. Because especially, I mean, holiday time, yes, it's generally busier, but what about when we get to January and it's dead and it's like, where'd everybody go? Like, how can you get yourself out there? I just think it would be really great overall to equip our business owners with those tools so they can market themselves. 'Cause nobody, I mean, we are here to support them, but nobody's gonna advocate for themselves better than yourself. Yeah.
So to build on that, the chamber just kind of did a little bit of a reorganization in the last month or two. And, we've got 4 board members now dedicated to business development support. And that includes, you know, bringing back mixers, workshops, and doing all those kind of things to help businesses thrive and be successful, and then help them start businesses. So it's a new thing that's actually taking a lot of really good traction just in the last couple of weeks. So we would like to be part of working on that together to put on those workshops. Granted, the chamber has to look at our district as a whole, not just the bid district,
Yeah.
but the bid is obviously within the chamber scope too. So, instead of us, you know, having 3 different efforts trying to do the same thing, again, working together.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe we can throw somebody from us, in with that group on that committee to work those things, planning those, workshops. Because marketing workshops is one of the things we're trying to push for.
Yeah, and I think it would have to be collaborative, because I know within the bid district, there's obviously, like, we don't all overlap, right? There's
Right.
not, all of bid are part of the chamber, so I think it would have to be definitely a collaborative thing, just so we don't leave anybody out who is paying the bid their dues, but maybe they don't, you know, and maybe it's incentive for them to join the chamber, like, oh, look, this is cool.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely would have to be a both sides thing.
Yeah. Because like I said before, people have the choice to join chamber or not. They don't have a choice with us. So I feel a greater responsibility to show people that we are being responsible with their funds, and that we are being proactive with their funds, and that we truly, the only reason that we exist is to help people improve their businesses and be more profitable, and in turn, Kingsburg be more profitable. So that's why, you know, why I said, if they've paid the extra money that they don't have to pay to join the chamber, then obviously they are more engaged in their business, and we need to tap in. So going forward for the next year, we really want to collaborate and get some social media marketing workshops going on. There are people that have asked me, well, I don't even know how to do this. Let's say I go, I'll come by, I'll make you an Instagram page. I don't know everything either, but I stumble through okay. And if we just share a network, I mean, I think it would be huge. I would dare say that since Fence Boutique has had an Instagram page, that more people are like, oh, okay, I get it, that's cool, and they roll in there. When you guys post, your engagement is really good. And that's something you didn't have before, you know? But I mean, I think, and I've shared things for people that you, oh, look, I didn't know June had this, but go see her, you know? So it works. It just works.
I'll disagree with one thing you said, Leslie.
Yeah.
You said you would go by and help them set up an Instagram page. That's not your job. We're an advisory committee. You don't have the time to do it. I know you don't have the time to do it. I really know you don't have the time to do it. And that's something the bid should orchestrate, not do. In other words, find somebody that can do it, even if we have to pay them. I pay somebody in my own business, if they happen to be within my business, but I pay Lauren extra just to do social media type thing. We could pay her, or we could pay somebody like her, or to come in and teach people how to, or go, you know, and somebody might say, oh, I need you to show me on my computer, okay? Maybe that's part of our budget, that we go to individual businesses and say, hey, we'll help you set up on Instagram, we'll help you do that. But it shouldn't be you, or, you know, or you, Paige. I mean, that's my opinion.
So, this is just me thinking, this is just everybody think about this. Going forward, so when I fill out my survey, what I want to see the bid do in the next year, I would like to see the bid allocate funds for business outlined what I wanna see the bid funds go towards that.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're at
That's my
now,
big-
because we've got our foundation of the website, our foundation for our marketing push. Now it's time to start face-to-face with, bid members, and so they see direct support,
Yes.
not just, overall support.
Even if we did like we had once a quarter, a professional marketing, like someone come in and teach us these skills, and then in the off months, we all just rotate hosting, like collaborative, kind of like the mixers, like you said, like I'll host one in the back of the bridal store, like you can host one, Bella Rose can host one. Just because as we're all receiving this education, building on it and growing and expanding and sharing, oh, look, I was playing around and I figured out how to do this. Something I kind of would like to see too, I am not good at the TikTok, I don't mess with it, but it's a really, really big platform for growth right now. So I think it'd be kind of fun to get in touch maybe with the high school and some of the journalism kids, or just like any of them who are like good at that stuff, and maybe pick their brains, because they know literally the most. And from my experience with like that age group, that makes me sound so old. They're like good at teaching, and like they're kind of like good at, like when you show interest in that stuff, like they're very reasonable and like they want to help you. So I think if we just kind of like pick a few, like I'm sure Sadie knows all the things, like we can pick their brain and have them equip us with these things, because that's how these things are like going viral, and like the growth is insane. So, and we're in such a little pocket between like some bigger areas, I think it could be really good. Not like all the time, but just every once in a while, like pull Sadie or pull one of her friends, like show us how to do things. Reels or TikToks or whatever it is.
Oh, I learned how to make reels. Oh, that sounds really good. Mrs. Swenning is in charge of yearbook and at the high school. There, I have her name and number. Yes. Yeah, that's Miss. Yeah, she got married. She got married. The other thing too is, at city council meeting, not last week, but the week before, 2 weeks before, was the mural, discussion came up, and, it was stated that the bid supported but did not have the funds to help. Not exactly what we said in our meeting, that we, you know, we didn't have any money this year, meaning this fiscal year, but coming next year, we would. And so I would like to see if, I know they're asking for artists right now and all that, but, I will go to the next time it's on the agenda to come up again. I could come to city council meeting and say, hey, yes, the bid is gonna help in some way.
One of the council members requested, like, they're gonna pay for it all up front right now, but just the overall maintenance in the future with the bid and maybe the building owners and stuff.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
So they're funding it right now.
so they're gonna fund it right now,
Yeah.
okay. So
But
I
we
just
need help
wanted
with
to,
maintenance.
yeah,
Isn't there some outside funding beyond the city?
Yeah, I think it might be, I think Councilmember Roman got grants for it.
yeah. So I just wanted to let everyone know that that was in city council meeting and that we are still engaged in that.
And spread the word. I didn't hear anything, and I reached out to the people that did the murals in town, and they're interested, but it was me reaching out to them yesterday to let them know. And October 28th is the deadline, and that's a short period of time. I'm sure, I'm not an artist, but for someone to put together a whole proposal for a mural. So if you guys know of anyone,
And are there, this is one question I did have, are there locations already picked?
yeah.
And where are they?
You want me to show you guys?
Yeah.
I move this CD just.
Oh, yeah, I didn't pull it out. Go ahead. And Councilmember Roman's already talked to all these building owners and got permission.
And just to clarify, my understanding with my discussion with Councilman Roman is that it's,
2 times ago?
these are not enormous murals, these are smaller murals that are going to be for photo op with participants
They're like,
involved.
Like the
Is that a
Nashville.
correct statement?
yeah,
Yeah.
We call them
Like what?
mini murals.
Like in Nashville where everyone stands between the angel wings.
The wings,
and they
yeah,
take pictures.
downtown LA, yeah.
Mhm.
They wouldn't let me stand there.
I want sunflowers and a dollar on the side of Vernon.
Oh my gosh, look at
That
the
would be
flower
super
crown.
cute. Okay, so the alleyway right here by Salon Zen,
Mm.
the back portion of West America, where the fire station's over here. North side of this building that's down Marion, yeah,
Fermenters, yeah.
yeah. So back of the library. We had a cool idea, like books that look like butterflies. I'm not an artist enough to do it, but,
She's talked to the building owner on that?
one of them.
Okay, just checking.
The side of Chicago title, on the Marion side, that's a big blank wall that, right there. So over here is like the
That's a
really,
really good spot for
yeah,
it.
very
Big wide
visible.
sidewalk and everything, yeah.
And then, the back of Fugazi's, also talked to that building owner, one of them. So those are the spots right there. And it could be expanded, you know, that's just,
Yeah.
other building owners might be interested as time goes by also.
I really want sunflowers and dollar horses on the side of the house.
Start drawing.
No, I'll call my niece.
Yes.
Okay. So, that's everything that I had in my screen to go over. Anyone else have other concerns?
I have one thing I want to bring up, it probably needs to go on the next agenda for action,
Okay.
and that's, streets. Just talking that through and, seeing what, we already know what the response was from the one we did last week, but, seeing if it's something BID wants to be part of, if they want to encourage it or not, and those kind of things, so.
We were sharing it on Instagram.
There's an expense to putting it on, is really what it comes down to. We don't necessarily make, the chamber, I should say, doesn't, we get a flat rate cut, that's the way it sits now, but we're working on renegotiating that. But there's expenses that come with it, from tables and chairs to porta potties and those kind of things. So, just looking at partnering on that, and what that might look like, or if it's even something the BID wants to see happen downtown, or if they want to not have it.
Is it something that we could break even on
Yes,
or lose money? If we lose money, I can't do that.
you know, it's really the way the chamber looks at it is, we're looking at it as a marketing opportunity for downtown and Kingsburg in general, because it brings people from outside in. And our effort is to make sure we break even on it. Even if we lose a little bit of money, it's okay, because it's meeting a need. But, we can't lose a lot of money on it, because we don't have a lot of money to lose, so.
I know
It
that,
costs us about $700 to $800 to put it on. So it's not a lot of money. But our return on it right now is around $500. But it also depends on how much we do. If you want to add a band in that's playing, there's another $600, and so forth. So it's,
You said you have a response from the last one you had, which was last Saturday or Friday? Friday.
So from the research we did, the businesses, the retail businesses seem to have done okay. They had a little bit more foot traffic. Jude could probably speak to it a little bit too. It didn't last long for foot traffic. It didn't go the whole time. So I think a lot of them closed a little bit earlier, because it tapered off as the night went. The restaurants that were where we had vendors set up actually did very well, because the vendors were too busy. So I know Casaros was busy, I know Roadhouse was busy, Los Pepes was busy. They saw an increase, as a result of the event. Farther down the street, Fugazi's and Deli Casa were not as busy as they expected to normally be on a Friday night, but they also were not where the vendors were. So I think the fact that the vendors were kept to this one block really only highlighted the one block. And that's where the foot traffic stayed. It didn't expand beyond that. So it was something we learned in the process of it. Really, it was gonna be, this was our third street eats we did, and it was gonna be either third time's a charm or three strikes you're out. And so we're still kind of thinking this actually worked better than the other two. So we're still exploring ideas on if it's worth doing it.
Were there merchandise vendors?
There were a few, yep.
And do they have to, that might be a rub. I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to poll our district and see how they feel about that.
Yeah, and we made a concerted effort to, I know it was requested by the council to do it this way with the food trucks, make sure there's no food truck in line sight of any other restaurant. But we did the same thing with, any of the retail vendors too. They weren't in front of any retail that was open. So like June store was open, so we left a nice big gap so that people walking could see that June store was there. And it was really the idea behind Street Eats is, and what happens there is it brings a different following because they have a huge social media presence, and it brings people into town for them to see our town. Is really what the idea is behind it. And it's not, we don't want it to compete with the existing businesses. The downside is you can't really have an event that doesn't have vendors.
Right.
To pull the people in, so it's finding that balance. Yeah.
I'd love to table this to talk about it when I have time, because I've been researching, like Santa Barbara has a great bid, and I have been looking into some of their stuff and the way they incorporate, like, their people. I do like the idea of bringing people here from out of town, but I also want it to be something like long-term, like our residents are coming and spending their money here all the time because that's a better investment for our tax dollars, like, oh, they live down the street, they know they can come here. Like Santa Barbara does like monthly wine walks with their restaurant vendors, so it's like, I would just love to see how other vendors downtown feel about it, because if that's costing $700 or $800, if it's not getting the best return, how can we take that $700 or $800 and reinvest it in a different way that might be a little more lucrative or something? I don't know,
Right.
Those are my initial thoughts. I have to go teach children.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to put it
I know you have to go, and I agree that we need to table
Yeah.
and talk about this a little bit more, because I'm a local resident. I probably spend more money in this town than anybody that has ever come to Fresno Eats, or Kingsburg Eats type of thing. And I purposely don't come downtown that night because I don't want to deal with,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal, if I want, that's just my deal. And so if it's gonna keep me away, is that a bad thing? So I think it's something we just need to
Something we need to
hash
kind of
through.
spend a little more time, I think, thinking about.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking it to be on the next
Yeah.
agenda,
I agree.
so we can focus some time on it.
Bye.
I'm going to talk to Amanda about, well, I text her, we've been texting, but I'm going to get with her hopefully next week. She had a few good ideas about our monthly meetings too, but I'll work on the holiday graphic, the parking thing, and get those out ASAP.
Holiday kickoff.
Holiday, yeah, that's what I told her.
You guys could send me the link to the calendar of upcoming events.
Okay.
And
Okay.
just before you go, Paige, the thing
Yeah.
my discussion was the corners at Christmas.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you and Neil,
Huh?
you and Neil.
No,
That's
I
your-
backed out because I had somebody take over. Lauren said she was going to handle the corners this year. I was doing nothing. Well, now has that changed with her situation? And, you know, this is very hard for me to admit, but I can't do 24 trees by myself anymore. Just can't. I physically can't do it. That ladder and the uneven ground, it's gotten beyond me.
Yeah.
And I've done it for, I think it's been 10 years now. So,
I am willing to help you. I probably will not get on a ladder, seeing as I will be like 6 months pregnant, but like, I will nominate Neil to help you. So maybe we'll throw Andrew out there. I can find you help.
okay, well, we need to, and
Yeah.
I
Let's
know you
talk,
have to leave right
yeah,
now.
let's talk, Steve, you and I can talk about that next week,
Okay,
and Neil will do it.
We need to talk about the electronics side of it too, so.
Yeah,
Because there's definitely a lot of maintenance that needs to happen there.
yeah. Neil will put this in, Neil will do treats. Don't tell him I said that, but I'll talk to him.
okay,
Okay, thank you, friends.
all right.
Thank
you. Something else to add, Alpha, this morning, all of our terms end in November. And so, we need to decide how we're gonna, need to speak with Lauren. Spot open, if she's gonna be able to come back, I don't wanna put any pressure on her. And it will be back in a month, right?
Yeah, don't quote me on it.
Yeah,
It might be
someone-
less, it might, yeah.
Yeah.
I just know she couldn't come today.
So we kind of just,
Don't we need to put it out there, because if anybody else is interested?
Yeah, it's
you know,
a
they
30-day, I'm gonna notify you guys and notify the public, and they'll have a 30-day, there's a 30-day window to apply,
Okay,
yeah. So like legally, we just don't keep reappointing people, there's an opportunity for people to apply.
and then it is strictly a mayor appoint or a council?
The mayor,
Or the council recommends?
recommends and the council appoints together, yeah.
so when will we put that out?
Probably today or tomorrow.
That's a 12-month.
Yeah, in the ordinance, it's a 12-month appointment. So every year we'll go through this again.
Any other business?
I have one, just a reminder that the Kingsburg Fire Department's open house is this Saturday from 10 to 4. And for $5, you could throw a pie in the face of Alex, Chief Gadian, or Chief Perkins. So,
Only $5?
only $5.
What kind of pie?
Probably whipped cream.
Maybe I'll just take it home.
Or a wreck pie?
That's
Yeah.
cheaper than Bella Bakery pies, so
I
I
know
take it
they-
home and have it for dinner.
They're gonna have hot dogs and stuff for kids, and, but it's in the downtown. I just wanna make sure you guys were aware of that.
You can post that,
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yeah.
Anything else, folks?
I don't have anything else, Brianna.
That's all I got.